Yeah. As yesterday, like told you that I am unable to connect to the SQL server because like I have added like some entries for resolution purpose while doing private endpoint, right? Today, like my we are going to see the different scenarios like with private endpoint and point to site and service endpoint. Okay, why all of these we are have to learn is for troubleshooting purpose in real time. We going to do this everything like for the configurations and everything, right? No, we are not going to do the configuration, and at least we don't get the chance to do that. Well, what is mean like that on like point to site or gateways, subnet gateways, we don't do that. But while learning, we have to feel that we are database administrators and everything by us only. Okay, like now today I will we are going to see like everything. Now meanwhile I will go to the portal. Okay, now I'm going to deploy one Windows VM meanwhile. Okay, click Azure virtual machine, Windows test east to US zone are not required, no infrastructure. Here I have Windows 10. I am giving the password. Okay, I am selecting the RDP, and next. No, Azure detected that there are no other reasons size generator that may lead to a higher chance of successful will a higher chance of success deployments to same base. Okay, no, not required for me. Just we are going for testing purpose. Next, here I want to deploy in Windows test, right? Uh, okay. First of all, what I will do, I will create one sub VNet. Okay. After that, I will deploy in that. First, I'm going to deploy virtual nets. Create east US region. Next, next. The address is like I'm giving this thing 10.5 series I am taking. Okay, or do we need to really do that in real time? No, it is done by your network administrator only. Now I am just removing this, and next, next. Now create. Now what we have done is I have successfully like creating like virtual network. In simple terms, okay, here this is my network boundary. We have in internet we have so many like addresses, right? Like that I am creating virtual boundary that we call it as a VNet. In the again VNet we have a concept called subnets, like breaking the in like virtual network into similar into small parts. We call it as a like subnets. Okay, so all the resources within subnet or within VNet can communicate by default. If you want to restrict, we have concept called NSGs. Okay, uh, just keep this in mind. Okay, we have successfully deployed. Where we have deployed that virtual network. Okay, in the East US region. With what is that private IP like address space 10.5. Okay, now I will go to the virtual VM. Now I will create Azure virtual machine. Our resource RG, virtual machine name, Windows text, East region availability is not required for me. Standard, Windows 10. Now next, sorry, come to here. I need deploy in the used use here. Why? Where I have created this virtual? Can anybody help me with that? Uh, Duplicate tab. Why it is not reflecting that my Harsha VNet? Can anybody help me with that? That I have also deployed the
First,
same. Huh?
you have created server in different region, maybe.
No, see, if I see here, click on that. Okay, you like just sometimes virtual VNet, right? Now see, Harsha VNet is there in East US region. Okay,
Yeah.
now I am creating Azure virtual machine. So I am creating a resource group is not like I am selecting the East US region only, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now I will go to the networking part. See, this is showing one. Why it is showing? No. If I go this, then only it will be helpful for us. Okay, what I will do, I will copy this thing. I will try to remove this one. See, this is the sometimes we might get this kind of issues, even though in same network. Okay, that is done. Yeah, it got done, created. Now it's okay for me. Leave one subnet, right? Okay. So now subnet 1, and what is subnet range? 10.10.5 to 5.1. Okay, now what 24. Don't worry about this. Okay, just for practical purpose, we are doing like star like you can do you can use the same networks as well. Okay, so click OK. Now that is done. Delete NIC. Not required. Next. Next. Disable boost diagnostics. It was like whenever you start the virtual VM, some like diagnostics will display, right? That is not required for this practical. Yeah, validation got failed. This is expected. Now I will come here. Yeah, yeah. Now review and create. Still validation. Why got it failed? Hmm. Windows test. Okay, review and create. Yep, now create. Per hour, I need to pay like 6 rupees, 6 plus rupees. So once this like after these 2 hours, right? This today, this more, it will take more than 2 hours. So after that, I need to delete this VM. Okay, so as of now, I am going to deploy. Have deployed one VM, right? So now I will remove this. Now this is my VM. Okay, so and like in the Azure. Okay, especially in Azure. Okay, and, and this is my on-prem, means in my laptop. Here we should call it as a, I can, okay, this is SQL Server, Azure SQL Server. So I will show you the difference, how we need to connect in everything. Okay. So for example, what happened here, right now I'm having only one person that, so my I can whitelist my public IP and I can directly connect to this Azure SQL Server, right? But what about if my SQL Server contain more than 128, 150, 200,000 employees, right? So it is always difficult to whitelist all their IPs. Why? Because public IPs for the customers will always keep on changing. So so I cannot. My requirement is little bit I mean, is not is falling into the limitation. So that's the reason. So we have a concept called private endpoint and point to site connectivity. It means we are configuring point to site connectivity in the Azure only. What I am doing here is I am creating one virtual gate network gateway. Okay. So this link is point to site. Okay. Here it will going to connect like this. Okay, here all the VMs. Okay, here I am creating virtual VNet, Arsha VNet, right? In the one subnet I am creating this Azure VM in one subnet. So what will happen? So when you enable allow all Azure firewall service options, automatically all the VMs will connect to Azure SQL Server. Why? Because internally it will enable all the Azure resources IPs in the backend. Okay, and I will show you. So meanwhile, my requirement today is like I need to connect to SQL Server without whitelisting my IP. That is my requirement. Okay, for that like Azure VM, that is not required point to site. From a laptop I need to do that. So meanwhile it will take 45 minutes to install that. Okay, so we have this document wonderful, like how we need to configure point to site. Okay, now I have done this, I have created one subnet and okay. Now meanwhile what I need to do here is I just going to Arsha VNet and I'm clicking subnet here. I need to click gateway. For example, if I need to configure point to site, for that I need virtual gateway. For that virtual gateway we need to have gateway subnet, and the name is default. We cannot change it. Okay, so what is the gateway subnet that I need to 5.2, right? Okay, I will do /16/24, right? Yeah, so totally how many IPs I get? 251 IPs I get, I can utilize in that. Okay, now I'm not any, just I'm clicking save here. So what will happen? The gateway subnet which is like internally it will internally two VMs get deployed in that. So this is not required, just for what how we need to configure point to site. For that purpose only you can remember. Okay, that is done. Now what this is saying, we need to configure virtual network gateway. So now what you just go to the home. Where is the virtual network gateway? Yeah, here it is. Now click create. Name, what is the name? Harsha virtual network gateway. This is gateway 2 is enough for me. Generation 2. Yeah, we need to select Harsha network gateway. Why? Because we all our VMs are there in that only, right? So by default gateway subnet is selected. Here you need I need to select the public name. Um, you just copy this one and paste it as a network a public Harsha public IP. Okay, just random purpose. I don't need enable active mode. Just I'm disabling that. Next, that's it. Generation 2, generation. If I keep, what will happen? No, not required. Okay, next. Yeah, now create. So now I have started at 7:17. Okay, so it will take like 45 minutes to deploy that. So meanwhile, what we will do, we will see the server firewall rules. Okay, so what will happen to like SQL Server here is, we have two kinds of firewall rules are there in SQL Server to allow. In the interview, one person asked me that like Harsha, yeah, is it possible to like I have attended from on-prem SQL Server. Okay, is it any possible to restrict the connections from any IP? See, I said from on-prem there is no possibility for open source like Postgres. We have host-based authentication, but coming to Azure SQL, okay, we have server firewall rules and like the when depending upon requirement we can enable the IPs. So from that IPs only the connections can be established successfully. So this is how I have elaborated the answer. See, whenever you ask you got fired any questions, you have to make sure whether this situation is applied from on-prem SQL server, like for all the SQL servers, okay, irrespective of different platforms. Okay, okay, now like that is done. So now I said that, right? I said server firewall rules are two types. Now I will go to Azure SQL demo text. Right now I'm going to networking. What is the total IPv4 address? Can anybody help me with that? Can anybody help me? That is internet to 0.0.0 to 255.255.255.255. It means I am enabling all IPs from the internet. Okay. So anybody who had valid credential, they can connect to the SQL server. If I click that and save, it means I can connect to the SQL server from I since I have all the credentials. So demo test, yeah, see I have connected. Now we are talking about see firewall rules, right? Now go to Google, like Azure SQL database firewall rules. See, whenever you are connecting, see now where I am connecting directly, I am connecting to the master, right? So first it will check in the master, is there any firewall rules are there. Okay, if it is firewall rules and you are connecting specific databases, directly it will connect to the do one respective database. If you are connecting to the master and it will check the server, if first it will check the database firewall rules. If database firewall rules are not seen, I have not seen any IPs, then it will check the server firewall rules. If the firewall rules are enabled, IPs are enabled, then it directly connect to the respective databases. If not, the connection will get fail. Okay, where can I see these firewall rules and everything? Go to like networking. See, now these are the firewall rules. Here you can see the firewall rules. From the server pane, you can do come like that, or otherwise, if you do that, go to the database. Now see set server. Even though you are in database pane, if you click that, it will redirect it to SQL Server. It means we using portal we can configure only server firewall rules. There is no concept of database firewall rules in using portal. See where I can see all of these. Okay, so using SSMS only. Click open new query. See, as of now, how many IPs I have enabled in the firewall rules? Only one IP, one entry is there, right? So now if I see here, come here, yeah, just copy that and paste it here and execute. See, I got this IP, public IP 0.0.0.0. Now if you see that magic here, okay, now what I am doing, I am enabling this option and click save. Now if I go here and execute, see, I got this IP. It means whenever you enable this option, it means one IP internally will get added. You see, allow all Windows Azure IPs. See 0.0.0 to 0.0. It is the backbone IP address. Okay. So it means everybody can connect from Azure without whitelisting that IP. That is what it means. Okay. So now I am unchecking this. Now if I click create, see I am unable to do that entry has gone removed. See what about databases here? Now just open new query, paste it here. See I am got why because I am trying to retrieve the server level firewalls. If you want to search here, you type your database underscore. That's it. See I don't have any IPs, right? Now what I can do here, I can come here. If you want to configure like database firewall rules, you need to use tsql command only. See, see, I am setting on the server firewall rule, but I want database, right? So you need you add just database underscore. That's it. Now you are adding one firewall rule, okay? And if I come here, see this IP will be there. Come, you come like this. See, contours of firewall. So now in the interview, you can if any interviewer might ask you how you want to configure database firewall rules, you said using SSMS only we can configure database firewall and firewall rules. Okay, that is what you need to say. Okay, and if you want to delete the rule, you just copy this command and paste it. You just either in the command you just check that either it is the database is there or not. If there, it, you should add that. See, gone. If I see any here, so I cannot see entry got removed. So, but my question is how many IPs I can add? Means 128 IPs. That is a server limit. Okay, so for server 128, for each and every database 128. Okay, so after 128, you cannot add further. You have to delete the scopes, or you have to give certain range of IP addresses. Okay, so like this here, I am allowing 1.1 to 1.10. I mean I am allowing only 10 IPs. Okay, so that is how you can utilize and revise the firewall rules if you are crossing 128 threshold limit. Okay, so these are like things where I can see here. Okay, it is done, and we have, I will show you that VM, right? Right now, so VM has been completed, right? So go to virtual machine, Windows test. Now just draw down and click connect. Now download RTP. What is the public IP of my VM? Is this one, 4.227. This one. Now if I click that, see, I have successfully connected to the my Azure virtual machine. How I am connected? Using public IP. I have not yet used any private IP. Click accept. Yeah, I have connected, right? This is the fresh machine. I don't have SSMS. So what I need to do for that, I need to download. And one more update, what I need have with me as is currently SSMS 19 is the latest version, right? From yesterday onwards, we have like 20 SSMS. I mean, it is the latest version which is available to general public. See, this is 20. Okay, this is the latest one. Today 20, right? This was related to yesterday only. And one more update is previously in the 19 version, Azure Data Studio is also got installed automatically, but they have removed Azure Data Studio. See, actually, what I said to myself is I need to install by all. I need to keep all these like VMs and everything uh, for you before this 7 o'clock. But if I do everything configured, right? So for your end, it is very bit difficult to do the same. So that's the reason. Even though it is take time, but I need to go in the slow mode only. Okay. Why? Because after this class, whatever I am doing here, you have to do the same thing from your end. See, that is the like primary motto for me. Hello, hello.
Yes, also.
Yeah, okay then. See, man, at least anybody can talk, right? One like give some like if you talk anything, I came to know. Yeah, this that session is going live.
Yes, correct, also.
Yeah, and meanwhile, we have one concept called what is that? Users. Okay, how I need to add the users in SQL Server? That is the main question. So in we in SQL Server, so the same users in the server logins are same and database users are same, but only thing is two users are there. One is login manager and um, one is what is the new. Let me login manager and something another user is there. Wait. Server roles in Azure SQL. So no two users are there. Okay. So what are that? Ah, see, login manager and database manager. These two are the new users. If I go with the database manager and login manager, then what will happen? He can create any database, alter any database. Login manager can create login and alter login. These are the two firewall rules, server roles we have for Azure SQL database. See, this is the interview question. Okay, and coming to that, we know how we can create SQL user. Okay, what I will do here, I will show you in this thing. If I want to create SQL user, what I will do here, create new login, just type name and give the password enforce and select the users script. See, this is how I can give the SA authentication users. Right, the same. This is the same for Azure SQL database as well. There is nothing wrong in that. Okay, but what about Azure SQL database? One thing you need to remember is if you are having SQL user, I mean you are having a sysadmin permission. In the SQL Server, sysadmin can do anything, right? But you cannot add you cannot add Azure SQL database Azure AAU user. Okay, now here in the SQL Server, Azure SQL Server, you are having um, Azure user as a sysadmin, but you cannot add you cannot add a user with SA login with SA. Okay, with the SA authentication. It means whatever you do, like you can do anything, but you cannot create a user with SA authentication. Okay, you have to be a authentication. Okay, and meanwhile, how we can create how we can create the users and everything means okay, and like database users in Yeah, this thing. We need to add one extra parameter. What the parameter is called? Okay, and with external provider, you need to add this thing. I'll show you. Okay, and coming to that, if I go with here portal, delete, reclose, close and tab. This though close, not required. Okay, now if I click here, go to um, Microsoft Entry ID. Here as of now, I don't have any user, right? So set admin. See, I will add some random name. I don't have this. This is one of my friend ID. Okay, so I can add this user. Okay, and what is that? I have added one this one, right? So okay, so okay, no problem. Click I save. See, I have added this user as a mm, Azure Active Directory. What I can do here, I can connect to the demo here as a Azure Authentication ID, integrated, not this one, entry password. Okay, I have to give this username and password. Okay, of connecting to the our Azure SQL server. If you want to create Azure SQL database user, what I need to do here, you need to create this user. Okay, so once it is connected, as of now I don't have that password, but for temper purpose I will show you. Okay, once this user has been there in the Azure Active Directory. Okay, and if I go to the portal, once this user has been there here. Okay, so what you can do here is you just come here, and for example, this is not required, so you just mention that username here, like music gmail.com. Okay, from external provider. So you, if you had, and you can add the same login permission, like add alter, add user, the same thing. Okay, so whatever permission that you want to add here, like alter role manager, this thing you can add like this. Okay, and so main thing what I want to convey is, if you want to add Azure user as a user, first thing you need to pass this parameter. That is the first thing you need to observe. While creating that, while creating, you need to be Azure authentication. Azure, you have to connect for Azure Azure authenticated user. As of now, I have connected with the SA authentication user. So that is what I want to convey. In the interview also, they might ask you how you want, how you need to create, how you are going to create Azure SQL Azure user as a to log in into the SQL server. This is the question you get in the interview. So then what you need to know, like first, you want to me add as admin, or you want to me add as a like user. So he said, I want to you add as a user. Then if you are, you got answer like this. Okay, now first that user has been there in the Active Directory or not, first you need to check that. That is done. And either you have connected with the Azure authentication or not. Okay, and you need to say a user with sysadmin privileges with authentication, with Azure authentication, Azure user only can create one Azure user with parameter call from external provider. This you need to say this is not been there from on-prem SQL Server, right? So Azure there is no concept for on-prem, right? For Azure. So from external also there is no concept. But coming to Azure, for external users, we need to pass this parameter. That is what you need to say. For example, they will say like Arsha, I need to add like 10 users as sysadmin. Then you just go to the Azure, go to the security group, okay, and security group here, add all the users into that one security group and give that security group as sysadmin here, set admin, and you can see then all those 10 users will become as sysadmins, okay, for this SQL Server. That is what I want to convey here, okay. And coming to this thing, so this is done. Now see here, we need to see one thing here. So as of now, what I can do, I am able to connect to the SQL Server, right? I am disconnecting that. You just see the difference here, okay? Right now, demo test. See, I am able to connect or not? I am able to connect successfully. Why? Because I have enabled total IPv4 address. No, not only me, everybody will have the credentials can connect. There is no matter. So what I am doing, I am deleting this rule and save. Now I am disconnecting again and connecting again. So what it is asking? It is asking me to add this IP. Okay, you just be on the line and just pasting here. Oh, come here and copy this name. See, this is also asking me for sign up. There is no difference, right? Can anyone confirm? See, this is same, right? In the
Yes.
Azure, I'm also seeing the same. Now see the magic here. See the magic now. Now I'm just checking this option, click save. Now, if I see here, click connect. See, still I am getting the error. Okay, I not error. It is asking me to log in, like this thing. To I add this IP, right? Okay. Now if I see here, if I do this thing, just connect. See, I am able to connect. Can anybody confirm why I am able to connect from Azure? Why I am not able to connect from on-prem SQL, from on-prem? Can anybody confirm? What could be the reason? Hello?
Can you go back? Show me that policy.
Yeah.
We have given IP range, right?
Where?
Yes, yes.
Where I have given IP range? I
No,
don't.
you check that allow Azure services.
Yes. What does that it means?
00, it will enable all
Yes,
Azure
Yes.
clients.
That's all Azure resources can connect to the SQL
connect.
Server without whitelisting their IP. This is what it means, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the reason I'm able to connect like the from this resources, right? Okay. Now I don't want to connect like that. So I know I have one VM. All my SQL servers are there from this thing, right? Okay. So if you want that kind of granularity, then we have a concept called like go to Azure SQL database, like where I need to go to the VM networking setting. I said that, for example, let's assume that I have a VM in West Europe, right? So can I connect to that my SQL server?
Yes, connect.
But
As
I
per
do,
now.
yes, I don't want to do that. Okay, from that VM only I need to connect. For example, let's assume that in different scenario, this is my VM. Like I have like another SQL server with another reason. Okay, so if you want restrict the network that should go to the VM, the VM should go to the network is traffic is going from VM to SQL server. Okay, if you have this kind of requirement, then we have a concept called outbound rules. Okay, create outbound rules any source IP. So what is that IP I am that connecting here? So just this is scenario. Okay, don't consider this is a scenario. What is the scenario is here? I have a VM. I have a SQL servers in one region. Okay, it is a East US. Okay, this is also from East US. Whatever. I have only one VM. What I have user like I have users. Okay, so what will happen here? And for example, this is my another reason. Okay, we have West Europe. Okay, I have one more SQL servers. Okay, see in the East US region, this is the East US. East US, and this is West Europe. Okay, so where the traffic comes mainly from this region only, from this. Okay, yeah, like from this VM. Okay, this is, but I want to connect only to use East US region. Okay, not for the West Europe region. Okay, see when I enable, everybody will connect right from this VM. But I have a scenario, but from this VM I am unable to connect. Oh, I want to restrict user to connect only for East US region. So for that we have a concept called like outbound rules here. Okay, and what I will do, click home, not overview. Just copy, paste it here. I want to connect. What is the port? What are the ports that you been used? 1433, 11,000, so 11,000 hyphen 11,999. I want to destination to any SQL service tag. So we have a concept called service tag. Okay, service tag means if you want to connect to particular reason, then we have a concept called service tags. Okay, where I want to connect here, SQL server. Okay, so I want to the traffic should go to the only East US data center. Then you can just select the East user where I want to select. uh, this is keep that MySQL and 1433 and port allow, give the precedence and click create. It what happen, it will give the like that, it will allow, it will the SQL the Windows machine will allow to connect only to that SQL server. Okay, so this is one of the scenario if you have that kind of that. Okay, and I'm just removing that. Just scenario, that is one of the scenario that I want to show you. Okay, and now my requirement is like I don't want to connect this IP. I want where how I'm connecting to this IP using public IP, right? So I will show you. Select star from sys dot dm underscore executive so connections. Okay, so we can filter where session ID is equal to SPID current session ID. Okay, see what is that IP address where I can DC client dot network, right? So I am reviewing this one. See, I am getting the VM public IP address. This is the public IP, but I want to connect using private IP address, right? So that is not my requirement from Azure VM. So what I want to see, if I want to connect public to private, I want to secure my SQL server. That is my issue. See, my SQL server is also there in East US and as well as in the VM is also there in the East US region, right? So what I if I want to do use what I want to do, like network settings, click network. Just a moment. Where I want to go to the IP address, network interface. Can you mute yourself back as I'm getting some now sound nice. Okay, vnet. Yeah, click on subnet. Here I need to select the service endpoint. So I need to select SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server. Click yes. Okay, what the service endpoint will do here, I will show you. I will have one thing here. Where is the service endpoint? Service endpoint. Yeah. See, can anybody help me? Can anybody read, please? First three lines is enough.
With service endpoints, the source IP address for service traffic from is this subnet will switch from using the public IVP4 address
Address to
to
using private
using
IP address 4. Okay. So this is what it means. Service endpoints will route the public traffic to private traffic. So the private traffic is more secure than public, right? So that is what it is saying that right now. I just is it done? Yeah, submit. I have done that. Now if I go to the here, okay, and now I'm disconnecting this thing. uh, Now what I want to do here, just go to demo text, just remove this. Do I have any IPs whitelisted? Nothing, right? I don't have anything, all are like empty. Now if I go to the Azure SQL Server, if I do, see, what is that error? Cannot demo text requested by login. Client is not allowed. This is QoS. See, previously the error, what I get that error previously when there is no whitelisted IP. So this is the same. This is another error, right? Previously the IP is not whitelisted. You just please add the IP. That is what we used to. We generally we get, right? Now we have enabled the service endpoints. Because of that reason, it is checking that the login is like it is going through private, right? and that is not allowed. So for to avoid this error, so what I need to do here is I have enabled, boss. You said that you just traffic should go to the whitelist and everything, right? Now what but I'm trying to from where I'm connecting to that. Okay, IVM, I'm telling that you should go like private SQL traffic to the private endpoint. But where is the private private traffic? In the SQL server I have not done anything, right? Now what I am doing is I am adding this SQL server to the virtual VNet. Click add virtual VNet, Harsha network user, select subnet, click see previous service endpoints is enabled. Click OK. It will take approximately 15 to 20 minutes of time. Okay. See, meanwhile, we will see that deployment got completed or not. Yes. Meanwhile, it got completed. Virtual network gateway has been completed. Now, what the document is saying that, okay, now I need to create the certificates. Root certificate, child certificate that I need to create. For that, what I need to do, I need to open PowerShell. Okay, run as administrator, click yes. Now you just copy this, copy and paste it here. It will create a certificate with the name called root certificate. Okay, and we are all putting this like in slash dollar certificate value. Okay, click done. See, certificate got created. Now what I am doing in the same window, now you have to do that. Just copy this certificate, come here and you just remove this one, paste it here. I am creating a child certificate for the slash dollar certificate. Okay, I am linking. Okay, I am linking child certificate to the root certificate. Okay, just done that. See, thumbprint got created. Now minimize this. Now what I need to, where I need to go? Manage my certificate. Sorry, manage. Yeah, you need to go for manage user certificates. Okay, now yeah, certificates. Now go to personal, go to certificates. So here I am having two root certificate. Yesterday I told you, right? I just practiced and everything. This certificate I was created at the yesterday. So I am deleting this old one. This child one. Today is 20, right? Date number is. Now I am exporting this root certificate. Export. Next. Next. Oh, 1 minute. How I need to export base 24, right?
No, you have to give the file name, na export.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I need to select this one. Next, come here. Select root. Save. Done. Done. Finish. Done. Now I need to export this certificate, child certificate. Come here. Next. Yes, private certificate. Next. Next. 123. Password 123. Next. Child. Next. Next. Finish. Done. I have done it. Okay. Now this is done, right? Where I have created, this is the root certificate and child certificate. For security purpose, I will creating one folder and just copying to have if anything, if I a small comma or small dot anything, it will get corrupted, right? For safety reason I just created in one folder and kept that if anything goes wrong. So now what I can do here is now yeah, now what I need, this is document is saying. Now I need to configure point to site. Now go to the virtual network gateway. Here you need to click point to site configuration. Now click on configure. See what it is saying. You want to add this IP address 171.16. Like 0. This is class B IP address. Okay, or like 171. Okay, so 171 dot. Okay, here I need to select uh, integrated key exchange version 2 and SSSTP. What is the authentication? I need Azure certificate. Okay, root. How, where is the root key here? Here I need to right click on that, open notepad. Open this, copy, paste the cursor or the last here and copy like this. You just exclude the begin and end certificate. Come here, copy and go to here, paste it here. Okay, and save. It will take 15 minutes of time. Okay, this is done. Now child certificate, root certificate is being there, right? For example, your friend want to connect, like, right? So what you need to do here is you need to import the root key as well here, root or child certificate. Okay, in the from wherever you are you are trying to connect. Okay, in this mission the child certificate should be there. Okay, why? Because root is there in the um, Azure gateway, right? If for that security, for that you need a key. This is the lock. Root is a lock. Okay, the child certificate is the sorry, what is that? Key. Okay, so for example, there is a Bhaskar user, right? So Bhaskar is asking me that Arsha, I want to connect to the Azure SQL database using Pine to site or like that. Can you share your like VPN address, anything? Before sharing that, I need to give this child certificate. Okay, after installing the child certificate, then only he can able to connect using Point to site. See, this is still taking time. Okay, and if I click download, see, I got this error. It's not error, just error, just dynamic message. Okay. Now we have successfully created point to site configuration. Once we have downloaded and we connected, then we can say successfully connected. As of now, we have successfully created. Now where we are there. Okay, and Arsha, saving virtual net, done. Yeah, this is done, right? Now previously I got an error, right? Now if I see here, see, I have connected. Arsha, you just connected, but how can I trust whether this is the public IP or private IP? Yeah, for that reason I'm showing. I'm just, this is the previous value, right? I'm just taking new query and paste it here. Click execute. See, I got this IP. See, this is the public IP. This is the private IP. This is the magic of service endpoints. Okay. I hope you got the concept, right? Can anybody confirm, please?
Yeah, yeah. Within a subnet we can connect, no?
Yes. Okay. So we have successfully enabled, even though you have added your SQL server, okay, in this within subnet, doesn't mean that you can connect it. It will ask the public IP and everything. The service endpoints will do the magic here. Okay, if you remove that, you cannot connect it, and it will ask that. Okay, I think you got the logic, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So in the interview, they might ask you, like, whenever you go for like a SQL interview, right? You said that you have an Azure knowledge. See, basic thing. If you work right, they will expect some knowledge and other platforms and other modules as well. By default, if you want, if you directly, if you are saying anything, so you need to say that DP900 is the basic fundamentals of Azure. Before doing any certification in Azure, you have to do this certificate. Okay, this is like introduction to Azure, and this is unlimited warranty. By default, every module will have 3 years or 1 year, but coming to fundamentals, it is like unlimited. Okay, in the future it might be changed, but for fundamentals we cannot, they cannot change, I think so. But any certification, better do DP 900. Okay, that is my, I will show you. I will send one snapshot about my, okay, my thing. Okay, in the email. Okay, so now I showed I have the service endpoints. Right now I want to show the private endpoint. For that I need to have this thing on virtual network gateway. Then it is done. Yeah, good. Now click download. Guys, to show this practically, I know the concepts and everything, but I am unable to configure. This is how first, where I need to start it, from where I need to end. So I have some little bit confusion. That's the reason I have not added this topic in the first session. So once I got clarity, and when I have, once before coming to you, I will do multiple demos. Yeah, now I have downloaded this thing. Now MD24. Yeah, yeah, I got installed, right? Now what I can do here, you just come here, connect, click yes. See, I am connected or not? Yes, I am successfully connected. Arsha, how can I say you that you are connected? You have connected, but how can I know whether really connected or not? So for this, you can directly ping. Sometimes you might get timed out option because they have disabled that reasons. Okay, now what I will do, I will go to the virtual network name, but is the private IP of this VM, this is the thing, right? See, sometimes our eyes will makes fool us, okay, but doesn't mean that I am not having connectivity. Now,
You can try trace route.
yeah, trace route, right? Is this right? Sorry, what is the, am I spelling is right, right? What is the spelling? Trace route. Okay, trace set. Okay, uh, maximum 30 hops are there. I mean 30 routers are there. It means at least it is saying routing means, it means at least I have communication, right? But I am getting time out. Okay, it doesn't, don't believe this. Okay, they have disabled that. Okay, now what is that private IP? Now you just MSTSC. Now here, come to here, how I have connected to the VM using public IP address. Now I am disconnecting that. Just come here, paste that IP. Yeah, now it is asked. See, using private IP only I am getting connected. It is asking me for password. It means I am successfully going to connect. See, I have connected you to the VM. See, the same thing I got. Now see the magic here. If I disconnect the VPN here, I am disconnecting the VPN. I will show you in front of you only. I will show you. See, I am disconnecting. Immediately it will disconnect here. See, whenever I disconnect, it will got connected. Now if I connect it, it means I have successfully connected using point to site. Now okay, now point to site. See, now I have connected using private IP address because of point to site only. Okay, now see sometimes what happened, right? See, even the ping is not working. I mean, I have connected, but something went wrong. We might feel like that. So that's the reason I showed this demo. Yesterday, it took me around 20 minutes, okay, to come to this conclusion after taking this IP. Now I have successfully configured point to site VPN. Now I need to connect using private endpoint. What is the private endpoint will do? I will let you know. For example, here I will take one paint here. This is like this is Azure SQL Server. Okay, this is where I am sitting. Now I want to connect using private endpoint. For that we required what is that? Virtual network gateway I have created, and I have established a tunnel to this virtual gateway. Using this gateway, and I have connected to the my SQL server, my virtual machine. But I know the IP address, right? Here I know the IP address 10.0.10.10.0, but there is no private IP address for SQL Server, right? So it is deployed on Azure SQL, public clusters. I don't have IP, private IP. So that's the reason what I will do. If I create a private endpoint to this SQL Server, so it will one virtual network gateway, one virtual adapter will get connected. So using this adapter, I am directly connecting to this SQL Server. This is what we are going to do. As of now, I have showed this demo. This is VM, right? This is connected, but I want to connect to the SQL Server. Okay. So my SQL Server, there is no private interface. To have the private interface, and for that I need private endpoint in place. Now come to SQL Server. Where is my SQL Server? Where is my Azure SQL Server? Come here. Now, like networking. Mm, yeah, come to private access. Here, I need to create private endpoint. Where I need to create this private endpoint is to US region. For whom, like this is automatically selected. To which virtual network that I need to connect? To Arsha network. From Arsha network, it will there. So I will go with the sub dynamically. Next. This option should be always yes only. Next, next, great. Guys, it will take like one more half 1 minutes, but this is will be very helpful for you. Please bear with me, okay? Why? Because if I keep on my virtual gateway, right, 2000, 4000, 5000 money will get deducted. So I need to complete this practical by today, so that I will only lose like up to like 200 or 300. So it will take normal 5 to 10 minutes. I will show you one use cases as well. Okay. See,
Basically, these are done by network team or DBA team.
no, no, everything will be there in like networking team only, except private endpoint. Private endpoint they will do, but we have to be on call.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. See, sometimes what will happen, why we are learning this, right? We have difficult kinds of connections and complexity, right? So what they will do, if we don't know these rules and connect this everything, what they will do, application team, I'm unable to connect, I'm unable to connect, please help me on that. You will I mean, at the end of the day, DBA will come to first query will come to DBA only. Do you know what is meaning of DBA? Hello, can anybody confirm what is mean by DBA?
You have to should know admin stuff also.
Yes, no, no. Data generally we say like database administrator, right? But in the organization, what will happen? They will call remember, like I said, default blame acceptor. If anything goes wrong, everybody will blame DBA only. Okay. So if we know the connectivity, now what whenever you got connectivity, what will you do? You will for you will check the 1433 and ports number using Azure SQL connectivity. What about if you don't know this kind of security, this kind of issues? Okay, they want to Arsha provide. I have 120 IPs has been limit. I don't want to enable my any further IPs. So is there any way of to connect the SQL server? For that, you will say you require point inside connection. Then what he will do? He will go to the networking team. Please, please create the child certificate and everything. Then first he will come with the point side. Then he will come private endpoint. Okay. So I have deployed this thing, right? Okay. What public interface? This is the IP, private IP of SQL Server. I'm just noting down here. Okay. See, if I connect here, still it is asking me. Why it is asking me? There is no IP address allowed. I already created the private endpoint. For resolution purpose, see, it is saying a successfully connections established but no login process. Target principal error. This is what I mean, it is like trust certificate. Okay, you just do that. See, cannot open the server. We got this error when we trust the certificate. Okay, now I just want to do that. See, this is got I got an error. So what I need to do? I need to provide proper resolution to our SQL server. For that, how I can do the proper resolution from Windows client machine? Can anybody tell? Hello? Can anybody confirm, please? Using host certificate, host options. Come here, open. First, you need to open the notepad with run as administrator. Click on
Yeah.
open.
We need to add the ECT extra file
Yes,
host.
exactly, my bro. Good. So you need to go to this path, system admin Windows, system 32, drivers, etc. Here you need to select host files. click on select the host file, click open. Okay, now come here.
You add hash.
Yeah,
Domain name.
yeah, I will add that. That is done. Now click save. I have saved, right? Now you will see the magic. See, I have successfully connected to SQL Server using private endpoint, private IP. Okay, private network. How can I see that? You just go here and copy this command and paste it at this thing. See, I got this private IP. Where this private IP is coming from? This thing. Go to the um, virtual network gateway. This thing. See, see this IP. I am getting this from this pool. See 16.0.130. Okay, I am getting this pool. This is the one of the private IP address. Okay, so this is how one of the requirement, one of the how we what is the use of private endpoint. Private endpoint will uh, um, provide one layer of security that we are it will backend, it will create one virtual adapter. Okay, for that it will have an IP. Okay, and we are going to deploy into that virtual machine. Okay, that is good, well and good, I also agree with you. What is one more use cases means, for example, right now where I am, where is our virtual machine is hosted? Can anybody confirm? In the east US region, right? Now I want to connect to the West Europe region using private IP address. If we have that kind of scenario, private endpoint will help us. Okay, and I will show you. Go to the VM net disk, and then now go to Azure SQL database, Harsha West, where this SQL server is hosted in the East Asia region. I want to connect to this region, right? Okay, to the from this IP I need to connect. Okay, now what will I will do here? Yeah. Now go to the networking, private endpoint. To which region is it is I want to connect to the East US, right? So select the region. Next, next, where I need to Arsha network, subnet one. Next, this is the second use case. Okay, networking. Yeah, I have connected. How can I know that whether I am connected using public IP? You just select that new query. paste it here. See this IP. You just come here. I have previously in for Asha demo user, I have added that SQL server in the private virtual net, right? I have added virtual network. But for this Arsha West, okay, I will show you the difference in side by side. Okay, so now you've come here. See, I have added that router subnet here. But coming to here, I have not yet added anything. But still, I'm able to connect from this VM because of private end point. You got the difference, right? So private endpoint will go with the virtual one adapter. Due to this reason, even though I have not added Arsha West SQL Server to any virtual network rule, because of endpoint, I have connected. Now, if I go here, now either I will see whether I am connected or I will whether I am able to connect or not. I will see here. Come, sorry, come here. Come to overview. Come here. Can anybody confirm whether I am able to connect or not? Before I press I connect, can anybody answer?
You can connect that.
How many of you can say connect? How many of you say no?
No. Uh, from where we are connecting? Sorry.
From on-prem, from my
On
laptop.
on-prem, you need to upload the certificate, I think.
Certificate. This is my server
Oh, sorry,
only.
sorry. Oh,
Uh,
your laptop. Okay.
uh, I have already installed, right?
Hmm. I think no.
Why? Okay, that's why you know, right? Okay. Remaining, well, remaining persons, just say yes or no.
Yes, Asha.
Yes, you are able to connect. What about others?
Yes, Asha. You can connect.
Okay. See, we some of say yes, some of say no, right? Now see, still it is asking for going with the private IP address only. Now, why it is going for? I have not added any resolution, right? Now come
Host
here
to host.
in the
You need
host
to add.
file. Yeah, see, that's thing. Okay, yeah, we can connect. Okay, click save. See, I have connected. How can I know that either using private IP address? You just come here, copy, new query. See, I am getting the private IP from the address pool of virtual network gateway. See, this is what exactly we have seen two use cases of private endpoint. Okay, so any doubts? I have done like what I have like prepared for that. So any doubts, please let me know. Meanwhile, I will stop the recording.